Strategy and Snark presents Dungeons and Dragons Online. And welcome back. Today we're looking at the Legendary Against the Slave Lords. I only remembered to say Legendary because it's literally on the screen right now. I just realized I've been saying Epic for like the last 6 videos and they were all Legendary level. Which means I also have been posting the wrong names on all of these because they are all Legendary at this point. Oh well. I'm sure no one will ever point out a pedantic mistake like that on the internet. There's no way. I'll probably still go back and fix them because that's how I am, but here we go.
Where to do what? That sounds amazing!
You are so loud. Legendary Against the Slave Lords. I gotta admit, I'm not looking forward to this one. I never do Slave Lords. I've done it a couple times. Just didn't do it for me. I hear people do this a lot.
As you enter the room, a woman wearing a
Half of the
finery gestures for you to approach.
I thought that was just like I was too close to a wall, and it just popped the rest of the room in there. Talk to Dame Gold, blah, blah, blah.
Dame Gold points to the door at the rear of the chamber. The path beyond the service entrance will lead you to the
Fine.
abandoned temple.
We'll just buff.
The slavers have set up an outpost there. Somewhere inside.
All right.
I'd expect you'll find the information you need to track the slave lords.
I do believe they've updated this pack a couple
Dame
times.
Gold's eyes narrow, and you hear the sound of steel in her voice.
I mean, am I at the wrong
I expect you
freaking
to
door?
destroy them. All of them.
Or they just really take that long to open it for me?
The path leads to an ancient wall. The symbol of the slave lords hangs above the crumbling gateway.
Just go like this,
Poorly
and then the
disguised
door opens.
secret door can be seen at the rear of this alcove.
So, what I remember being annoying was all of these groups of enemies were large, like a large number of them per fight,
So that's
and there was a large number of fights.
Appears to have been destroyed and hastily repaired.
Not even knock the door down. Boom! Was I setting a charge on the door? Alright. There's a lot of traps. I probably am not going to stop for very many traps. But I do recall that there's a little bite to the traps in this pack, I think. Hello, slave. Guess what? You're free. I mean, you're exactly as free as you were before, because I'm not going to help you actually get out of here. But you are welcome to go back the way I came and go make a run for it. No what? Slaver Factor. Don't know what that word means. I know what marksman means. It means guy who punches me with a bow.
This room stinks of vinegar, fire, and rot. The odor pours from a large mound of smoldering compost in the center of the floor.
Okay. Now we're getting to the point that always takes me a while. Gotta find the 2 levers. I always go the wrong way looking for them. War chanters don't get blade barrier. And that guy's eyes are very dead now. Okay, we need to flip a red one to open that door. A blue and a green to get in this one. So I guess we'll go this way. Nothing? Oh, I guess there's still a guy alive. That guy took a long time for some reason. Nothing back here. Lever. Lever. There's green. We're halfway through that door. Not seeing any other lever. We're going to go back to the compost room. There's blue. So now we can go through here, and through here is probably the red lever, and then we go that way. That's my guess.
The air grows
Lever?
chill.
Oh, there's a lever right there.
The plants sway gently, even though there is no
Doop,
wind.
doop, doop, doop. I am sure nothing bad will happen if I just run over here and pull this lever.
The sound of a door opening can be heard in the distance.
You're really good at this.
Alright. I want to know how they control the bats. What makes the bats, like, instantly on the side of all of the bad guys? Like, it makes sense in Barovia because Strahd specifically has command over bats and wolves and spiders? Bats, wolves, spiders? I feel like there's a third one that I'm not remembering. But the red door's open, so... trying to monitor my internet. It looks like every time the game freezes up, my other computer that is not connected also freezes up. So just want to throw it out there preemptively before anybody's in the comments going, see, DDO's game engine sucks. Like, it's my internet connection.
The staircase descends several floors.
DDO is not causing my other computer to freeze at the same time.
The foul stench of troglodytes permeates the air.
I do want to know why my internet keeps freezing up. Like, it's been doing that ever since I got the new computer, but I also haven't been using that much internet since I didn't have a computer. So maybe the internet company is just like, oh, not again. This I was gonna say streamer, but I don't really do a lot of streams. This guy and his consumption of internet. I thought about firing up the streams. I have the button. It's right there. I've got a Twitch account and I've got it set up. But at the time that I'm recording, it's like, is anybody actually going to be up? And then I have very little banter as it is, right? Especially lately. So, okay. Let me clarify. I didn't do it originally because I was talking about the quest the whole time. I didn't want to stop talking about the quest and then talk about, like, I don't know, a question from some person in chat. And if I'm not going to answer questions from chat, there's no point in streaming. I should just record. But now we're in nothing but repeats while we sprint towards the end of this project, and it's like, you know, give me things to talk about because I've already said everything about all these quests. We're basically trying to speedrun our way through these things. Man, we are still in part 1. There's just up there. Mine now. Hey, a slave. Legendary broken shackles. I feel like that's not something that's hard to get. Couldn't we just like use our 500,000 platinum, just order a whole buttload of shackles and then just break them ourselves? That's our morning workout routine, is we just shackle ourselves just because we're so strong. We're actually not that strong. We have 20 strength, which is still like the strength of 2 men stacked together. Alright, this was obviously not the right way. But yeah. As we roll our strength failure a couple times. Which one to use the right way? I'm gonna say this one. Well, that doesn't look right.
These tunnels look like they collapsed recently.
Let's see. I'm gonna say we go all the way across and then left and see if that is a path or just a... Oh, this looks like it's going somewhere. Troglodyte Evoker. So, Evoker is funny. Assuming that they're actually talking about... Assuming that their labels match our labels, Evoker is a wizard subclass. Which means that Troglodyte studied.
This chamber is uncomfortably warm.
Which is
The air is
just funny to think about. We got green alert right there. We have murdered everything we've come across, as far as I know. And we still walked in and got green alert. And then the music just stopped. It's like, oh no. I'm pretty sure this is the right way. Despite there being undead and not. Oh, this is definitely the right way. And one of my least favorite parts of this quest. Just gonna kind of randomly jump, I guess. If we go fast enough. Hey, we made it without getting blown off. I feel like we maybe just ran faster than the trap would trigger. I bet this way. Oh, the map says I'm right. I think we made it through there because we just sprinted straight through. Like, the traps were going off right behind us, I think. Let's stop for a moment. Say something positive about this quest. Look at these sewers. Like, I know it's not technically a sewer. This is more like just a basement tunnel or something, but let's appreciate, like, this. I kind of wish that we could steal this and replace 25% of the sewers in Stormreach just for the visual difference. Right? I like that it's tighter and smaller. I like it's a little different, and I like that you're splashing even without having the water be deep enough to slow you down. Another internet hiccup. Come on, get me out. Get me out. I don't want to have to like sidestep to fight these guys because there's bear traps that only affect me. Alright, I'm gonna say that conspicuous door is probably where we're headed. And I want that guy. I did not get that guy. Now I got that. Are we... Alright. I know there's going to be an air trap here. Let's see if we can one-shot that guy and keep going. Ah, damn it, I need to hit the lever. And hit the lever and then just run. Well, actually, there's no current here. There's no current and it's shallow. I can just jump out of the water. Made a big deal about... There's your little John splashing in the 1 foot of water moment. Alright, I'm not allowed to touch these until after we turn it on. Now we can touch them, but we definitely don't want to trigger these. That one's off. Off. That one's already off. They're all already off. Like, I'd have to actually manually turn it on to make that go. That way, that way. Need to turn that one some more. Which sends it that way, but let's go... Oops. Let's go this way. Alright, so that side's done. Nope. I mean, I should just stay in. I have a high fire resistance. Now it's going that way. It's going to go down, down, down. Okay, yeah. Oops. I thought that connected on the other side. Whoops. Okay. Well, that means it has to be like this. Which means it has to be like this. So it'll have to go up and around. So boop, boop. Okay. Fire did not stop. Mine. Oh, I guess I could pull the lever. Because that probably turns the fire off. $66 damage is a lot. Like, just... That's a decent amount of damage for a trap to do while you run by. Where are we at now? Oh, I think this is this part 1 boss. I think this is part 1 boss. Maybe. No, this is the slave pits. I saw the psionic thrall, but I didn't quite read it. I thought it said slave lord. Alright. Pull the lever. Any other levers? Is this the way we go? This doesn't feel right, but... I dig those guys as weapons. The, like, acid scythe things. More bad guys. Presumably there's more levers to free the slaves. Apparently not. Not down here. No, remnant. What's a rest room?
This doorway is entirely choked with rubble.
Do we go? I don't think we go through the rest room, do we?
This storage room seems to contain nothing of value.
Huh. What did I do? Where have I gone wrong? Was this entire little section just more things to kill? Must be. You look like a boss.
Slave Lord looks you over.
You look like the part 1 boss.
You'll fetch a fine price once you're properly broken. Guards, take them alive.
Would you like me to kill both of your dogs in one hit?
Well,
I got one of them. I needed the strike through chance to get the other one. I thought I'd punch your friend into hell. See this guy? Not for long. Where's my throw action? Right, that's probably the most fun thing in Baldur's Gate 3 is the, you just right click on a bad guy, you just click throw, you over there. Done with your shit. Just you that way. I thought about doing a Let's Play of Baldur's Gate, but let's be real. By the time I get through this project, everyone will have forgotten Baldur's Gate. We're getting pretty close to the end.
You notice a
It has
shipping
been
manifest sitting on the desk.
quite a journey. More shackles. Ooh. Am I supposed to pick this up?
The manifest describes a keep some distance from here.
Part 2.
This fortress seems to play a major role in the slave trade. More clues about the slave lords can doubtless be found there.
I thought we were going to level up this episode, but I didn't realize we actually have a whole nother bar. That's how little I pay attention to the level up system. It's not filling the bubbles, it's filling the bubbles and moving on, right? There's no level up notification. We only need 360,000 experience, which we're not going to get in 2 more quests.
Your search for the slave lords
No matter
has led
how
to a
big
large
they are,
fortress
that's
where
not 2
clatter
quests.
and clang of armor can be heard from down the hallway.
Alright, we need to get into the lower fortress. I cannot tell these quests apart. Partially because the only times I've ever run them, I have run them as one long quest,
The
right?
outer courtyard is used as a mustering point where the slavers meet.
And to be clear, I don't... That's not a problem, right? I am fine with them being one long quest. It makes it hard to remember which one's which. But as long as they don't care, then mission accomplished, I guess. It's kind of like Tangleroot, right? I would almost prefer Tangleroot to be just one really long quest. Or like you can continue the quest from within the quest kind of deal, instead of having to go back and talk to Urgoz or whatever every 5 minutes or less. So I am fine with them having me go from quest to quest and just continue. ladder glitch, so we just jump at the ladder. I think my problem with this is not that you go from quest to quest. It's that each of these quests is so long and everything looks the same. Like all I am doing is killing dudes and pushing forward.
This part of the complex doesn't seem to have been used for quite some time.
Explore the abandoned towers optional. That makes me think I went the wrong way. Do we need, because it's either loot or XP. I mean, you get XP because it's an optional, but there might be loot up there too. Off the top of my head, there's not good named loot in this quest. In this chain, really. People do it for the like the shackles and stuff, right? Because you can craft some really, really good endgame stuff. It was endgame. I don't know if the level cap increase and Isle of Dread have changed that. But this definitely was a grind. That's all I know, was that people were in here grinding those broken shackles and stuff to try to get their item put together. And it's like, nah, I'm not doing these quests that many times. These are not. These quests do not spark joy. Now, in defense of the devs, right? I think they did a really good job with what they were given. Assault on the area of the slave lords, I think is the name of it. But this whole thing is based on a real Dungeons and Dragons module. A couple of them, actually. It's like, so they're adapting a tabletop thing. So if there's a lot of hallways with a ton of bad guys, like that's kind of how it was written originally. So here's one of those items. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different craftable slots. And you gotta grind them all separately. Man, that's a no. That's a no from me.
The inner keep houses the remainder.
I will just find a named item that is most of what the crafted item can do, and just do without the extra one thing. If you're not going for perfection, it is way easier to get something that works like 95% of the way and let you actually just play. I mean, unless what you like is being the best. Like, if you like to screen cap your character sheet to show off your impossibly high numbers, yeah, you're definitely going to put in the reps. You're going to put in the reps to make sure that you have the highest numbers.
Pulling the lever unlocks
purple.
a door nearby.
Purple has been pulled. How about in this door? Don't see anything. Alright, I think we're done with this little bit. Yep. Just the one crystal for this door. 2 for this one. Feels like we already did this.
The door opens. Closer inspection. This bear is stuffed.
That was just like, it was too plain. Now that I see this, yeah, okay, yeah, I remember the joke, right? We got about 40% of the way across that floor, and I went, this floor is going to come out. I don't know if you can hear that.
Roar, roar, roar.
It just keeps doing it. This seems like a trap.
There's a soft pop, and an enchanted crystal lights up.
Doop, 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 doop. Nothing? Oh, I think the other one's down here. Yep.
The second lever is pulled. A rush of air can be felt as the doors down the hallway open.
Roar. Roar. It's not even like somebody doing a bear impression. It's somebody doing an impression of somebody being bored doing an impression. Roar. Roar. It's the dad who is tired of reading the Jungle Book for the 18th time because the kid won't go to bed. Roar. Roar. Roar.
This mirror is used to make trespassers believe there are
Oh,
more defenders than there
man.
really are.
I need to
The
clip
lever is
that.
pulled, and a crystal lights up nearby.
A door. Whole bunch of dead guys all at once. Hey, we got a lever.
The sound of a gate
Orange
grinding
lever.
open can be heard in the distance. Then come frenzied shouts that grow closer with every second.
Oh, apparently we got the blue one
Cages
already.
line the walls of this large complex. A control
All right,
cage can be
Hobbos.
seen on the far end of the room. The moment you enter, slaves.
You know what gets me
released
about these
for
hobgoblins? I keep seeing, like coward. So in Baldur's Gate 3, there's a couple of bugbears, and I keep thinking they're hobgoblins, right? Because like the next stage up from goblin is hobgoblin, but there's bugbears, and they're so hairy. And then I see the hobgoblins here, and I'm like, why are ours bald? Because they're not bugbears.
Key marked
But
control cell
but they
door
could be
drops
if
from
you
the
just make them
jailer's pocket.
hairy. Alright. Open the locked control cage. Really? Really? Who threw that? I will drink a potion and get up there and get you. Come on. Come on. Fine. We'll walk all the way to the ladder, which I think is over here. I walk all the way over here. One shot your friend, just so I can kill you slowly. The other guy up on the other one's like, no, 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 no. Womp. Okay, now can I pull the lever? You would hamstring me at the last goddamn second. Cash. What does that shield do? What does our shield do? We don't have a shield, we have a two-hander. Holy blazing. Wow. Plus 12 and 50 fire resistance. That's pretty cool. We don't use a shield.
Inside the cage are several levers.
Lever.
It seems likely that they control the
Lever.
doors to the slave
Lever.
cells. The third lever is pulled, and the
I don't know why
remaining
that last one
door
took so long
barring
to
your
start
exit
moving.
swings open as the lever is pulled.
Gain access to the dining hall. Okay. Forward. Not forward. Not even a lever. Nothing here either. Wow. Super struck out. I don't know if I've ever actually seen this before. That's a lot of detail they put into that one little like piece of furniture. There's not one over that door. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Like, you would think they'd be all over the place. Because I think that's, like, supposed to indicate that it's the slave lords, right? That's what that is? Maybe? I don't know. Could be wrong. Now I'm gonna be looking for more of those the whole quest. Guess what? You're free. Also, could you hit any levers you find on the way out? I saw a lever over there. I'll free the slave. Far be it from me to tell them that they're not free. Anything in there? No. We're still on our way to the dining. Like, we haven't even found the cafeteria in this place yet. And that's usually the place that's right out front. That makes you jealous because you don't work there. You don't get to go to the cafeteria. That's a thing. There's a hospital. Actually, two hospitals off the top of my head. We got neither letter. That they put their, like, cafeteria, like, way up front because it's actually nice. Partially, okay. Reason it's in front, number one, they want... Oh, my internet clipped again. Hold on. Let's double check this. Are we doing okay, internet? How we doing? We looking okay? Yep, we're okay. I do not want to have to redo. Like, it doesn't feel like we've gone that far, but we are a ways in. I do not want to lose my connection.
This crudely decorated room houses a large and powerful organ.
Look, auguries.
Mounted to the right side of the door.
Up there's... It's going to be the two I didn't open because using Q didn't reveal anything. That's going to be where both of the levers are.
Orcs who guard this area. A lever with an untamed on the back wall. There's a loud
All
ring,
right.
and two doors swing open. The sound of chatter can be heard
I should have
from
known.
deeper within the fortress.
I should have known. We gotta be getting close. Oh, there is another one there. There is another one. Actually, I kind of like this one better because it's got glowy things next to it. Oh, fuck. I don't remember this. 3 doors?
This large dining hall serves as a gathering
I must have picked right.
for force troops. Icar, the commander of the fort, stands ready to make a final stand.
Final stand? The dining hall is the boss room? How do I not remember this? That's a slave lord. I do not remember the boss being like the guy in the actual dining room. Is this can't, no, this isn't the end. I remember a big fight with like 4 or 5 slave lords at the same time. But I also remember chasing some lady and like you fight her decoy.
As Icar falls, the door opens to reveal a passage.
I remember fighting a decoy lady. Frayed leathers. Those are custom faded, yo.
A glance at the room reveals a passageway leading down to the dungeon below. No
Okay.
doubt Marquesa and the rest of her conspirators
Marquesa.
can be found below.
So that
This
must just be a
hallway
mid-boss.
serves as the entrance to the fortress's dungeon. Marquesa
So
must
we're
be
only
somewhere
halfway
inside.
through. I'm gonna jump. I just feel like I should have jumped.
Invisible force pulls the metallic object you're wearing upwards towards the ceiling. Removing large metal objects might
Hey,
spare
hireling.
you from the effect.
Would you like to push that lever for me?
Seems to be your metal armor that's being
Hey,
pulled
hireling, you wanna go
towards
pull
the
that one
ceiling.
for me?
Perhaps if you removed it.
Hey, hireling, you wanna go do that for me? Oh, maybe I'll just... Hey, hireling, you wanna pull that lever for me? Apparently neither one of those take the trap off. Fine, I'll find an inventory slot. Walk through the door. That is an amusing trap, okay? I like the trap. I thought that the lever turned it off. Kobold slavers. I mean, we haven't given the kobolds a good time. Ooh, that was a trap. 164 damage because force trap, and we don't have
The room is
resist
filled with
force.
spiderwebs. The soft sound of breathing can be heard from nearby.
Ooh, remnant. Levers? No levers? No levers. Are we there yet? Seems like a lot of doors that don't go anywhere. No left. How many doors, man? It does not feel as crowded as it used to be. It used to be step, crowd of 30 guys. It doesn't feel nearly as bad. Like, if anything, like, maybe put, like, one ogre in one of those empty rooms. Like, not a huge fight, but just enough to be like, yeah, and there was an ogre in that room. Just something little. We are not doing well on levers. I don't actually... Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I don't actually know that we need a lever. But you know we're going to need a lever. Hey, more of you get over here so I can cleave more at once. Okay, apparently we already got the yellow one.
Various grim-looking devices are scattered throughout this
Enraged. Caveling. Caveling. Oh yeah! We never do anything about that. There's like an extra group of slaves that like kind of escaped and they're supposed... They're weird. I don't really know a lot about them. But we just basically say okay and walk away because we're busy doing other stuff and we never see him
A burst
again.
of moist air enfolds you as the door opens. This hallway connects with a natural cavern that leads deeper into the subterranean complex.
Doop de doop doop. I mean, I get why we don't do any more with them, but I feel like someday one of our Underdark quests will probably... We'll run into them again, maybe? Learn more about them? I have heard that in the
door opens to
original...
reveal a large chasm.
Oops.
The glint of two different gems can be seen down on the cavern floor.
To go down here anyway. I have heard that in the original pen and paper version, the intention is you actually get captured. And they, like, take away all your gear and stuff. And it's supposed to be this tense, like, escape situation when you don't have your gear to help you out. Back in an edition where gear was probably 90% of your power. So I've heard that a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for that.
With the door unsealed, you may continue
Of course,
into
they
the
didn't.
caverns below.
What's the nice way to put it? We didn't know better at the time? As a dungeon master, it's tempting to take away all your players' items because then you can like throw challenges at them that they would have just automatically beaten. You know, do the whole survival challenge thing. And it is interesting, and I do like those sections, but it works way better as like a single player video game thing than it does as a group based like pen and paper thing. I'm not seeing it work great. Like, people are going to remember they don't have any gear, right, for about 10 minutes, and they're going to say, like, well, why don't I just hit it with my hammer? Or, well, I have a crowbar, but you took it away. Complete with head wag.
This room is clearly used to store and cure cheese. Massive guard dogs prowl in the skittering sound.
I just feel like it breeds resentment more often than it's going to be a cool thing. Like, yes, there are people who very vocally remember that fondly, and they're sad that DDO didn't do it.
A rumbling sound
But there's
can be
probably a lot more people who remember it like as like a really bad
A
experience.
soft buzzing sound can be heard as you approach. The bees swarm near the
Bees!
Surely this room is for making honey.
Not
So
the
you should be
bees.
safe, unless
So let's be clear. The slave lords have gone out of their way to have a cheese aging room and an underground honey factory. Why do they need the slaves? Neither of those things are easier to do with
rolls open,
slaves.
revealing a small settlement built into the very walls of the cave.
Hey, we're in a hobgoblin village all of a sudden. Bam.
The
Just
hobgoblins
golf swing
have
him as
built
we
three
walk by.
defensive positions inside this massive cavern. You need to destroy these strong points before you can continue further.
So, how often do you think they get attacked? That they have purposefully set their buildings up with like random walls and stuff? Specifically to like fight invaders? How often are they invaded? Like, supposedly we didn't even, like, we don't know where the slave lords are. We don't find out until we get to that tavern in
Hobgoblins outside the barracks have
the
been
third
defeated.
quest. How often are these guys getting invaded if, like, we didn't even know they were here? Apparently I missed a lever somewhere. Here, lever, lever, lever.
Last guardian of the cavern's walls.
Maybe I just missed one hobgoblin.
The natural cavern once again gives way to a masonry hall.
And we move on. Yep, I just forgot to step over there. He was holding it shut using the force. There's another thingy. So what, 3? 3 so far? 3 once I started noticing them. We may have passed some. Now it's one of those things like when somebody, it's like when somebody says a word, and you're like, wow, that's a new word, and then like you hear it over and over again because now that you know the word, you stopped filtering it out. That is a fascinating mental thing that we do. Just our ability to understand language without actually knowing the language. Because it happens all the time. Just imagine, like as an easy example, kids. You can say a full sentence to a kid, right? They don't understand. You are, unless you're going out of your way to make sure you're using basic like nouns and verbs, you are almost always going to use at least one word they don't know what means. But they can still get the gist of what you're saying. Oh look, that same thingy again. And some cash. Guessing the lever's up here. This quest has been super long.
Fades when you pull this lever.
So in addition to kids, because kids are obvious, right? Everybody's like, well, yeah, but they're kids, right? Think about the vocabulary of, like, the people you work with. Think about that guy that you think is really dumb at work. He can still understand you, and I bet you he doesn't understand all the words you use. Find the smartest person you know and actually try to listen to every word they say and ask yourself, do I actually know what that word means? Or do I just have like a basic sense of approximately what I think it means that I just run with? Because there is a large amount of close enough is good enough in language. Open dungeon cells. One more. Talk about this? Nope. Hey. Bad cobalt. I will figure out how to get up these barrels. Really? Come on. By the power of jump. Really? Oh, just golf swing that guy away. Is this a lever I missed? Probably. I have a bottle. Would you like to catch it? And that's when the hireling finally fires off his laser.
Slaves emerge from their
When I actually switch to our throwing weapon. Bottle. More bottles. Yeah. Take that. It's a bottle. Doing like 1,000 damage when I hit. Yeah, that's right. Bottle of Destiny. Here's the cavelings. Alright, that's the most we see of those. Blah blah. Okay. This is the decoy Marchesa, right? How do we already have this map going? Did I go the wrong way? And if I went the wrong way, why is there more cobalt? Yeah. My room. I'm gonna go this way. Nah. Somebody put a lot of work into that thing.
Inside this well-appointed room.
Here's our decoy. You're not a very good decoy if you outright say, "She made me to deal with intruders like you." You're kind of giving away that you're not her.
Marquessa's double is dead. No longer enthralled to the mad woman who remade her in her own image.
And 20 chain links.
Marquessa. Before you stands a powerful Minotaur.
And a Minotaur.
To defend Marquessa.
See, I like this. This is just like what I was saying earlier. You don't need to fill the room with things. Just, like, throw a random Minotaur in there. I'll fight the Minotaur. Who is down? Oh, 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 oh. Free toy inside. And away we go. You know, I have not seen very many adventurer packs or anything like that. I told myself I was going to actually start picking them up, and now we just haven't seen them.
Marquesa, the Slave Lord, stands.
Alright. You brought a regular old Hobgoblin Overseer. Okay. Your other guy's already dead. I didn't even get to read his name. You're gonna have to try a lot harder than that, lady. Do you have ads? Do you have like a second wave of like backup? Because that's the only way you're gonna like even slow me down. Smite. Nothing? I mean, the knockdown's a lot. She is spamming high-level stuff. I'm seeing Black Dragon Bolt. I saw it say I saved against, I think, Cone of Coals.
Marquesa is dead, and her followers routed.
Yep, she's
Now to search for clues that might lead to the Slave Lord's primary stronghold.
Ooh, chains. I can hardly contain my excitement there. Crafting materials for a system I'm never going to engage
Marked
with.
on the map is a cave that
That was a
leads
lot.
to the Slaver's City.
That was half an hour in
Surely
the
this
one
must be the
quest.
Slave Lord's main base.
There was a lot of XP, but oh man, we still got another part. All right, last part. Last part. Let me set buffs. This is the one where you have to find the tavern, so I kind of feel like this one's not as long. I know there's a puzzle
Into
section.
the cave said to lead to the Slave Lords. Near the entrance, you find a wounded halfling standing over the body.
In case you don't know, I'm reminded by the pop-up text. These are voice narrated by Travis Willingham. The voice of Grog Strongjaw from Critical Role, as well as I think he's called just like the Colonel or something. It's been a long time. The fire guy from Full Metal Alchemist, whose name escapes me right now.
The floor here is covered with coarse
But you've
white
probably seen him
granules,
in memes,
naturally
even if you've
occurring
never
salt
watched the
crystals from
show.
the cave walls. You stumble and slide down the sloping corridor.
Yeah, there's that thing again. Okay, we're in the building. We're in the building, I remember. And that didn't take a whole lot of time. I honestly thought that the B section was in part 3. Like, I was starting to wonder what was left for part 3, because you'd seen almost everything. We know that there's a couple gelatinous cube traps in here. And 4 mini tile puzzles. But what else we got? I'm trying to remember what else is in this quest. The last quest is usually not as long. So keeping an eye out for levers. That's a fake door. Fake news. Good thing the rats are properly aligned with everybody. I think that's a free chest, too. So you might be wondering, if I'm never going to craft an item, why do I keep picking up the named items that are nothing but crafting blanks, basically? Because they are still named items, and thus I can feed them to the sentient weapon. Plus they're epic level 1, so they actually get like a bonus, so that counts as more XP. Named items are never a waste after level 20. Because they're worth a decent chunk of XP to your sentient weapon. Is that the most exciting thing? Is you open a treasure chest and you get an item you're never going to use that you're just going to end up feeding to a different item? It's not bad, actually. It's like, hey, I got a thing. Do I want the thing? No. But at least it's not useless. It has a use. Farming 4 named items specifically to try to speed run leveling up your artifact. That's not how you do it. They don't want you grinding those things. They can never just let me have something, can they? So, turns out the 5 rings, the shackles, and all that stuff, you can't feed them to a legendary weapon. I mean, to a sentient gem. Can't. Don't know why not. Probably because it'd be too easy to farm out the XP, but wow. Just wow. Alright, I think we're getting close. I feel like we're getting close to the first of the gelatinous cube traps. So I'm keeping an eye on the floor, trying to spot when the tile changes. Right. The very, very, very trapped bridge. You should stay back. I'm gonna jump like
leads
this.
over a pool of strange glowing liquid. The smell of ozone
Ta-da!
hangs heavy in the air.
Still looking at the floor. I want to say there's 2 in the quest. 2 crumbly floors into gelatinous cubes. One of them, I think, is on a corner like this, and the other one is right after, like, a... you get out of a hallway, and it's the very first square. Still don't know what a factorum is. Alright, here's a wizard. Find a way to free him, which I think is a puzzle nearby. What do we got? Ooh, a lever. We know we need levers. I guess I rescued somebody? Because I got XP for that. Yeah. Not even a puzzle, just go pull the lever.
This appears to be a dead end. A rope dangles from the ceiling at the end of the corridor.
Hey, hireling. Pull my finger. Ah. Yeah, I didn't think so. Pull the rope. And then you fell in anyway, idiot. Boing. Like, you know, right? Even if it's the first time you've played this quest, you know something's gonna happen when you see that. We haven't got to the maze room with all the little mini tile puzzles in it yet. I still haven't seen a single one of the gelatinous cube traps. I'm reasonably certain there's 2. What a coincidence. We happened to walk by when a completely different faction came through. I mean, you can hit me for 100 all you want. I'm healing faster than that. Good old crusade. Adrenaline smite. This guy's actually taking a little while to go down. Ooh. Treasure chest. Money, remnants, meh. And by the time we're done looting the chest, we're back to full health. It's gotta be coming up here. It's gotta be coming up here. I mean, it's not this. It can't literally be under the rug. Okay, here's the tile puzzles. So we want it to... Hey. I'm busy solving your puzzles. We don't want to light up the bad things. Presumably. This has to go like this, which means this has to go this way, which means this has to go this way. There we go. How rude. Anyway. Blue is lit up. Free toy. It's going to be more shackles. Oh, broken collars. And shackles. I was right. Slave. Okay, here's why. Okay, why? Little history for you. In American history, back when there was still slavery, you know, capital S slavery, not wage slavery that and blah blah blah. Actual slavery. Slavery almost went away by itself. Capitalism almost killed slavery because it was way more like slaves were not worth it. It cost more to feed and house the slave. Even in the terrible conditions, they still had to be fed enough and kept healthy enough to work. They weren't producing enough. So, slavery almost ended for economic reasons. And then a well-meaning inventor came up with the cotton gin. I believe it's what it's called. It's like a hand... The main thing the slaves were doing was pulling apart the cotton. Because cotton has all these like little seeds and crap in it, I guess. I don't know. Do I look like I make clothes? But it was very intensive. So some guy made a machine. You turn the crank and it does like 90% of the work for you. And the idea was, if it was easier to do, you wouldn't need slaves to do it. What actually happened was it made slaves viable again because it was simple enough you could make slaves use it. And all of a sudden, it's now financially viable to use slave labor to run the cotton gins. Oops. I tell you that story because how the fuck does having your, like, mountain secret retreat where you gather your slaves and crap, because we just freed a bunch of slaves in part 2, how is this cost effective? How is it even anywhere close to cost effective to have this army of guards, this huge castle? They, as we're gonna find out soon, they have, like, they've taken out an entire town to put under their thumb, right? Just to have a place to hide, because the slave lords know that they'd be hunted, right? They're hiding to try to keep their business intact, because it only takes one paladin to wreck them. How? How is this cost effective? Hey, who are they selling the slaves to? How are they delivering the slaves? How is, like, a random farmer worth this, right? How? They can't be worth enough. The guy who knows enough magic, okay, he's tamed a rust monster. He could go straight.
The illusionist was only a sentinel, left
Like,
behind to protect this entrance to the
that
slave
guy
lord's stronghold.
could have gone straight. He knew enough magic. There's no way this was his only job he could
Stairs
do.
at the end of the hallway lead up to the surface.
Like, you've got to be some kind of evil, like mustache twirlingly evil,
the slave lords
to just be
use
like,
Suda
yeah,
as their base
I know it
in the
actively
marketplace.
loses money.
An uneasy
I know it
quiet
makes
hangs on the
everybody
slave
hate
city,
us,
and
but
the
I'd
streets
really
are
just like to be a
strangely
slaver. Like, why? And they've got, like, kobolds. They've got kobold slave hunters. You think the kobolds are catching, like, members of the 12? No. They're catching farmers and drunks. At best, you're getting, like, a wagoneer? Like, what are you hoping for? You can't even, like, you can't steal a merchant, because it's not like a merchant instantly, like, gives you access to their store if you steal the merchant. You still have to go break into the store and steal everything.
The sign of the rose is lavishly decorated, which is more that can be said for the rest of this town. A tall, striking woman beckons you to enter. Madam Eva shows you the slave lord's secret entrance, a ladder leading down into the darkness.
So, the only business that's still standing is, of course, the brothel. I never really looked that closely.
Isn't this the best part of adventuring?
So they're just standing around posing, like, just in case. Like that. This guy knows what's up, right? She gets a chair. She gets a whole couch. They could all fit on that couch. Right? This guy's just standing in front of the couch just so she can't sit down out of spite. Right? But this guy right here. They said it was a modeling gig.
A huge humanoid figure stands perfectly motionless in the gloom.
Ah, that guy's gonna take a little while to knock down. Good thing the rats are here. How are the... This happens every time we get attacked by rats. How are the rats aligned with the slave lords? Like, do they have Do they have their own Pied Piper? Do they have their own, like, Vermin Lord who is down here going, okay, I'm going to make sure all the rats are on board. Team meeting. Every time you see an adventurer, wait for them to engage the golem, then jump them. Right? Those are some well-trained rats. And again, feel like your talents are being misused. If you can train rats to have that level of cooperation and coordination, maybe you don't need to be a slave lord. You could be an exterminator, right? At that level, you could just be an exterminator. You don't even have to kill the rats. You don't have to kill the rats. All you have to do is take the rats. People call you, or you, like, on your sending stone or whatever. You go to their house. You go, hey rats, follow me. You just Pied Piper it. You get to keep the rats, so you get this constantly, constant new supply of rats. You get paid. You get paid to increase your supply of rats. This is obviously a trap right here. See how the tile work is different? This is like, got your normal linoleum look with the dots in the middle, and then all of a sudden it looks all shitty. Unfortunately, that's farther than I'm going to be able to jump. Oh! Alright, good enough. There is almost always a ladder on the far side of any of those. Oh, come on. That's obviously a trap. It's got a freaking Hiroshima scorch mark on the back. Well, I guess that's just a crack. I thought that was a burn mark. Also, it's highlighting it kind of like a... race mimic. I wish they did that more often in other media. Just have mimics more often, because mimics are hilarious. Like the big waste, I think, is Pokemon. The very first Pokemon games had Ditto. It's basically a mimic. It can turn into whatever it wants. How does that not come up more often? How do you not come up and there's just like a mimic pretending to be a chair and you sit in it and it goes, Ditto! Gen 1. Right? Very first games. I want more mimics that are more than just treasure chests. Like, how wild would it be if you're doing one of these puzzles? Oops. I accidentally hit that hyena. You're doing a puzzle, right? You're eyeballing it like, well, of course it's this way. That's the... Oh, man. Okay. So, this puzzle right here is a great example of when you can do it. So... Hello, giant Minotaur. You are significantly larger than I was expecting when walking around this corner. Alright. Give me a second to kill the Minotaur. I'll get to my point. Come on. Just die. You're not going to win. Just die. Thank you. Didn't even give me any goodies. Okay, so this puzzle. There's your light source. It hits the mirror. But like we want it to go over here. And the mirror is even kind of in the right position at first. So the gotcha moment is you turn the thing, it goes bazoo, goes that way, you turn over here and go, oh, there's no mirror. I can't go the short way. End of gotcha. Right? At that point you go, and you walk over here. And you just do the long way, right? That's the whole joke. That's the whole joke, is that like, there's no mirror in the convenient spot. Oh, hello, lever. I already hit that lever. That's how we got in here. Now imagine if instead of nothing right here, it's a mimic mirror. Ah ha ha! They put nothing here, and that was the joke. They could have put a mimic mirror there, and that would have been a better joke. All the experienced players are still going to know they have to go the long way, right? You only fall for it once. But that would be pretty awesome. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. Come on, devs. Go put a mirror mimic there. Hey, look. The tile is slightly wrong again. So we're going to go like that. Pull the hireling because he will just walk in there. And then we're going to go and fight this. It's going to run away? No. It's a good thing that the hireling has removed paralysis. Because I didn't bring freedom of movement, I'm pretty sure. Do we even have freedom of movement? Like, is that a option for us? I don't think it is. I feel like it should be. I keep thinking it is, but it never is.
Path carved into the clammy stone leads down to the shores of a
Is there anything in here? I think I did the same thing when we came here in Heroic. It was... Huh. Why is there a lake and nothing here?
You're really good at this.
I do like that these guys get smaller. I like that. There's a thingy again. I bumped into something right there. Maybe it was just a... Nope, see, it did it again. There's something invisible right here. Look. I cannot step right there. What are you? There's very clearly something there. What are you? Huh. Open door? Still there. Weird. I'd bug report it, but I don't know what it is. Is it a bug? Is it like
You found the council chamber of the slave lords.
like what I would guess it is? I should have put my buffs up before walking in.
Slave lords instantly spring to the attack.
What I would guess it is it's a... Oh, what would you call it? It's like a marker or something. We don't want to stand in that. Get out of that. So, when I used to make, like, I was making my own little Neverwinter Nights adventure back in the day. Wow, you do not take damage. Let's kill the other guy. You don't take damage either. Do I kill you first? You take damage. I would like to not stand in the giant red target, though. You don't really take damage. You don't take damage. He does say, my magic will protect my colleagues. Like, okay, I guess I kill you first. Oh, and we beat him up, and then he gives up on his colleagues. Okay. Switch target. I'm guessing Ajaxu is the one casting the giant laser thing. Oh. So, we've gone through the whole quest chain, right? We're at the end. This is the only thing that's caught my attention as being new. We curb stomp these guys usually on Heroic. I don't think I ever actually had to stop and do the fight as the intended way. Until we got here right now, I don't think I was aware of just that they have their own little... Oh, what do you call it? Their own gimmick here? I don't remember having to do this on Heroic. I think we just out DPS'd. Oh hey, that guy's dead. You're gonna find it kind of hard to kill me with spells like that. I'm kind of waiting for all of them to spawn so I can move. And then keep swinging at him while it goes off. I probably wouldn't die standing in it, but let's not tempt fate. And he's dead. I got a little worried there for a second that we might have killed him at the exact wrong moment.
People from the surrounding lands will no longer live in fear of being torn from their homes and enslaved. Now return to Dame Gold and claim your reward.
With one click, we walk all the way back. I still have trouble believing that the slaves are actually like worth enough to make it worthwhile.
Gives you the codex page.
Oh, we got a hat
Safe wanderer, she was.
and some broken collars.
Great evil lies inside
Hat.
it.
We're gonna put it in our inventory, just in case we crash out. Where's that hat? Let's read the hat. Let's see. Insightful fortification. Okay. You only... How much fortification do you really need? Like, you need more than 100. Because they added some enemies that can bypass them. So if you got 100 plus this, that's probably all you'll ever need. Quality sheltering, okay. Natural armor, okay. Quality con 3, okay. And you can add a set bonus to it. And a green augment slot. I feel like quality constitution's not super common. The fortification's a nice thing to have. I don't know, it's not terrible. I don't think I would ever use it though, because I wouldn't get the most mileage out of it, so I would go get a hat from... I don't actually know. Hat's kind of a... Now that I think about it, the one character I've actually geared out is missing his hat. And the only thing the hat gives him is a couple melee power. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't have quality sheltering or natural armor or... Yeah, he probably has quality con. I don't know. It's not the best hat. It's not an impressive hat, but it's not a terrible hat. I may not feed it to the Sentience Gem immediately. I didn't even consider wearing it. Oh, what's our hat? Crown of Butterflies? Yeah. Plus 10 melee power. This is the hat that I don't have on my character I geared out, by the way. Not this one specifically, but the twisted one. Yeah. I don't think we're ever taking this hat off. I don't think you can beat just plus 10 melee power on hat. And it has magical sheltering 9. It could have had literally nothing else. It could literally just say plus 10 melee power. But it has other things on it. Sorry, hat. You were beaten by a level 5 hat.
I can't believe we did it.
Have this. Okay. Oh, we can... we'll get some symbols. No. Yeah. Symbols. Sure. Why not? I don't know. Not going to use them anyway. Oh. That was like an hour and a half. So that's like half an hour per quest. But we made it. And next time we'll level up, I guess. Where are we going next? Literally anywhere else. That was not as bad as I was expecting, but they were still really long. They were really long. And we didn't even stop to smell the roses. Anyway, biggest change I saw there was that last boss fight. I liked that boss fight. It was still just kind of hit the guys. The guys took a little bit longer to kill than I think they should have on just hard mode. But I liked that they didn't kill me. Let me explain. It feels like in a lot of new games and stuff, they keep going down the Dark Souls route, where you either know what you're doing before you even get to the boss fight, or you die. It's very rare that you can go into the boss fight, do something wrong, get punished for it, but not killed, like you get a minor setback. You're like, oh, that didn't work. And you can just kind of try 2 or 3 things before you die, so you can actually, within a couple of tries at the boss, you get to try maybe 3 or 4 different things per attempt, instead of, oh, I didn't do the right thing, I'm dead. I didn't guess the right thing, I'm dead. I like when you have a little bit of breathing room before the fight actually ratchets up, so you get a feel for what you're supposed to be doing. No quick time event, please. We are past that. So I liked that I walked in there and I hit the guy and he took like no damage, and it's like, oh. And it took a second to go, oh, that guy. Got it. So I liked that last boss fight. I do not remember it being that involved in heroic, so I am pleasantly surprised. Which is weird. Which is weird that I went into that pack expecting to have a bad time, but the last taste in my mouth was a good boss fight. I'm conflicted. Where are we going next? Another short one. We're going to go take a look at the Dragon Blood Prophecy pack. Off the top of my head, that is a whopping 2 quests. They're not super long like these ones. But that will also, at the end of that one, we're moving on another stage of difficulty. Dragon Blood Prophecy is going to be the last level 31 quest, so we're going to move into level 32 quests, which means almost nothing, right? But technically it is an extra level up. The highest level quests in the game right now are 34, assuming that the new stuff hasn't moved that up. they're actively unlocking 4 brand new quests right now. I don't know what level they are. I think they're 34. Maybe they're higher. We'll find out when we get there. Anyway, that's enough for now. So, join us next time for a quick dragon smashing, and then move on from there. Thanks for watching, especially this one. Like, I didn't even want to be here, but it actually kind of ending on a high note there. Surprising. It's nice to be surprised. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I hope you get a pleasant surprise too.